Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Morning.
And welcome to this webinar. Let's give 2 minutes more so that the audience is full, and we will give you 2 minutes more. Okay, good morning. Let's start, and welcome to this webinar, Staying Ahead of Floods, Smart Management Through Digital Transformation. And thank you for taking the time to join us today. This session is designed to share insights, solutions, and experience that help us stay ahead of flood-related challenges through the power of digital transformation. My name is Jorge Helmbrecht. I'm a Marketing and Customer Success Manager in Xylem Vue, and I will be moderating this session. Today, we will explore how to better anticipate and respond to urban flooding using advanced solutions and tools that integrate real-time data, hydraulic modeling, and weather forecasting into a single platform. So we are joined by two experts from Xylem Vue today, and we will who bring extensive experience in regional projects and also all around the world. So I will present Álvaro Baldayo Nebot, that began his career more than a decade ago at the water utility Global Omnium. This is formerly Aguas de Valencia, gaining hands-on experience in urban water management. And over the years, he has specialized in integrating sustainability and technology through digital solutions, including sustainable urban drainage system to mitigate flood risks and enhance urban planning. Today, he serves as head of water specialist in growth markets at Xylem Vue, driving innovation and resilience in smart water management worldwide. And also, I wish to present Cristian Perez Hernandez, has over a decade of experience in the water sector, having worked with water utilities and engineering firms to develop innovative and sustainable solutions. Through his career, he has focused on leveraging technology to improve efficiency and resilience in water management, And today, Christian serves as Senior Management Business Development for Growth Markets at Xylem Vue, where he leads strategic initiatives to expand digital water solution in emerging regions. So during the session, please feel free to leave your questions in the Q&A chat. There is a button over there at the top that says Q&A next to the chat button, where you can enable the side panels for questions that you want to do. We will have a live Q&A, a Q&A segment at the end to answer as many as possible of these questions that you put in the chat, in this Q&A chat. So without further ado, I will hand over to our speakers. Welcome, Christian and Alvaro. Please, Christian, the floor is yours.
Thank you very much. So, well, thank you, Jorge, for the warm welcome and the introduction of the webinar. Thank you, everyone, for being here today. We are going to share a bit of the time to enjoy and to discuss about this very interesting topic about the flooding in the region where we are actually living, in the Middle East region. So I will go through the agenda that we will see in deep today. So after the welcoming, we will go through the Xylem Vue introduction for everyone to know about a little bit about the company. We will go through the urban flooding in the Middle East, specifically here in this region, which is very, very important. Later on, we will go through the Xylem Vue application, which is in charge of the flooding management. We'll go through the solutions, access cases, and a demo as well. And then we will finalize the presentation with the key benefits for public authorities and operators that we'll get from using these advanced applications, and Q&A, as Jorge mentioned, and closing remarks at the end of the presentation. So I will go, then I will jump to the quick overview of the company. Before we go deeper into the urban flooding, it's important to understand the broader context driving demand for smarter water solutions globally. The first trend we all know is scarcity, the scarcity of water. Today, 3 out of 10 people still don't have access to safe drinking water. And by 2050, up to 40% of the world's population could face absolute water scarcity if no major interventions happen. So this puts enormous pressure on utilities to manage every drop efficiently. The second trend is infrastructure resiliency. By 2050, more than 200 million people could be displaced due to desertification, sea level rise, and extreme weather events. This is especially relevant for the area where we are allocated, the Middle East, where climate volatility is increasing faster than global averages. And the third trend is affordability. Every year, more than $40 billion of clean water is lost due to aging or damaged infrastructure. That loss translates directly into higher operational costs and higher water prices for the citizens, which is the most important, the focus of everyone. So these 3 forces, scarcity, resiliency, and affordability, are converging. And they make one thing absolutely clear. Cities and utilities need smarter and more predictive ways to manage their water systems. So with more than 23,000 colleagues in more than 500 locations spread across over 150 countries with diverse water expertise, Xylem is a Fortune 500 company with global scale and market-leading brands with 100+ years of delivering proven results. We have a unique opportunity and responsibility to solve water challenge and build a more water-secure world. A quick overview of Xylem portfolio for those who doesn't know about Xylem. We have 4 business segments that are aligned around the critical market applications they provide, offering products and solutions across the water cycle that use less energy, reduce operating expenses, and support sustainability efforts for our customers. We move water to where it needs to be, efficiently and safely with our solutions that pump, circulate, and boost water along its journey. We treat water to meet the standards sustainably, with disinfection, filtration, and biological technologies, along with real-time quality analysis. Our tools and solutions sense, monitor, and measure what matters most to water managers, with precise smart metering across water distribution networks and continuous water monitoring for superior water quality data. Our solutions can provide real-time visibility and understanding of the condition of vital infrastructure, detecting weaknesses and leaks before failure strikes and provide insights that optimize networks and protect water assets. And at Xylem, we help to maintain operation and asset management reliability with 24/7 field support to improve operational performance and deliver precise water outcomes. So within this last segment, measurement and controls, is where our digital portfolio is allocated, and this is where we will focus today. I always like to start a presentation with this picture. For me, it's very like opening eyes picture. What we are facing today, like faster storm cycles, extreme rainfall, urban expansions, means we simply cannot approach flooding the same way we used to. Manual reports, siloed information, and reactive actions are no longer enough to protect the cities where we are living. So to become future ready in this environment, you need a completely new approach. And that's exactly why Xylem Vue was created, to provide operators with real-time data, predictive intelligence, and the ability to simulate what-if scenarios before events occur. Instead of reacting blindly, utilities can anticipate, coordinate, and protect smarter, faster, and with measurable impact. So the story behind Xylem Vue creation is very interesting and has to be told and listened. It all starts with a water utility company in Spain called Global Onion around 1820, so more than 130 years ago, and its digital transformation journey around 2005. We wanted to change our internal processes, and we also wanted to adapt to the new technologies that were out in the market. We had clear goals that we wanted to achieve, such as improving our operation and reducing our operation costs as well. We also wanted to maximize our hydraulic efficiency. We also wanted to improve our customer satisfaction and help the environment by reducing our carbon footprint and helping the sustainability in a nutshell. So we faced many challenges, we would say, and to be able to achieve these goals that we mentioned and to face these challenges, the first one was the architecture we found in the water utility companies. Like we call it a spaghetti architecture, as you can see in the image. All the databases, all the legacy solutions or the existing solutions in the water utility companies are mixed, are trying to interconnect each other, but they are not able to talk to each other as well. So we had silos of information, we had duplicated databases, and we have applications with different technologies, different languages, etc. So this is a completely mess. We found this in many of the clients that we are working with. The second challenge was the information was in silos. You may have very good legacy solutions in your corporate working specifically or very well in specific areas like SCADA, for example, but they were not able to talk to each other, and you need to have different users, different passwords. Everything is separate. So the information was captive in each technology and even in the property languages. So like different SCADA systems and vendors, different providers of data loggers, legacy corporate systems, etc. So we were depending on the expert resources to do anything we wanted to do in our information, to be able to use our information, to integrate new components, to extract information for our daily operation tasks. So crossing information between different technologies took us a lot of time, and this was not operationally efficient. And at the same time, to generate the same for the generating reports, KPIs, and insights. So this was very tough and inefficient. So to solve these challenges, we created Xylem Vue to serve this water utility company, and we saw the potential of helping all the utilities in the world. And that is why Idrica was established in 2019. Then we started working with Xylem, and today we become a Xylem company, and we work under a Xylem Vue brand as a team, which collects all the expertise from the water technology provider with experience in operation environments to help operators in their daily tasks. So that's, in a nutshell, a summary of the story, of the history of Xylem Vue. And this is Xylem Vue. This is how it looks like. This is a combination of different screenshots from the different verticals we have in our platform, in a unified platform, where you can see the different uses or the different verticals are unified in the same look and feel, and this is centralized in the data. So we have all the information in the same space. This is the portal that the users access every day. So here you can see all the different water use cases, for example, and the different layers that we will go through it in a way. So this is the high-level architecture that we always like to share with in this type of presentations, since it's important to understand why we design the solution with these three layers. It's important because we have the experience coming from the operational point of view, and we saw the challenges that we mentioned before. So we established, or we designed the platform in three different layers. Where the first layer, I would say the zero layer, which would be the data sources, where we have the different corporate systems like AMI or AMR, ERPs, CMMS, GIS, BIM, whatever third party, even laboratory information management system, etc. All of them are in the same level. For us, all the data sources are important, and we keep them in the zero layer. And then we go to the first layer, where we have the smart water engine. We unified here all the information coming from the different data sources. We standardize the data in a way that is useful for the different verticals and the users of the operators, for example. And we share this information with the different verticals. The verticals are in the different water segments. Let's say we have water, we have wastewater, we have agriculture, water resources, smart building, and enterprise as well. So we cover the complete water cycle. And on top of all these verticals, we have the third layer, which is the most advanced layer, the operational intelligence, where we have the service operation center to give, in a nutshell, all the critical alarms or the actions to be taken, prioritized for the managers to be able to take decisions and to take action as well. And we also have dashboarding, BIs, and reports using AI, of course. So to make a quick comparison now that we have a very quick comparison between Lego and our platform, is where we have all the bricks in the first layer. The data sources could be the bricks in different colors, different sizes, different types. And then in our smart water engine, what we do is we organize and we standardize all this based on colors, based on date, based on size, based on whatever. So based on the different fields, operational fields that we have identified through our experience. Then the verticals could be these models or these figures that we can create using these bricks, very well organized, so we know where to go to find these specific bricks, and so on. And then the last part is the most enjoying or fun, let's say, is where we create our different scenarios, our different movies, etc. So this is like a quick comparison. Then to go through the platform in a quick view, this could be this is the service operation center, where we centralize all the information from the different verticals. And in a quick view, you can see, or for the managers, for example, they can see what are the important things that they have to do today in their systems, how is the current performance of the systems. And if they click, for example, in the tank level alarm, then they will see that they can go straight to the view of the tank. And they can see that there is an alarm of low-level tank, so they need to take an action. From here, they can even send a work order to the field work to go and take an action. We also have different type of visualization, we have 3D views. We can insert 3D models, BIMs, etc. in our platform, and you can navigate through it. This is an example of our digital twin, where we are, this is for a clean drinking water system, where we can see actually the digital twin for the water quality. And this is like real-time simulations and linked with the real-time data as well. And this is actually the focus of this presentation, our real-time what-if scenario solution for fault sewer and surveillance water networks, that we will go in detail a lot throughout this presentation. So now I will just go, before we start with the application demonstration, let's see in a quick overview what's going on in the Middle East when we talk about urban flooding. So let's break down the main factors that drive urban flooding in the Middle East. First is the flash floods. Rainfall events are very, very short, intense, and highly localized. So in many cases, a single hour of rain can overwhelm entire districts. Second, we have the climate change. The region is experiencing more frequent extreme rainfall events, higher intensity storms, and shorter warning times. So what used to be a rare event before now is happening multiple times a year. The third cause is the drainage system capacity and condition. Most cities were not originally designed for today's level of urbanization of today or today's rainfall patterns. Aging networks and limited storage capacity quickly becomes bottlenecks. Fourth, we have the topography and slope, like flat coastal areas, like for example in Doha, in Dubai, or parts of Riyadh, inclusive. So drain water very slowly. So this means water accumulates faster than it can be evacuated. Fifth, we have impervious surfaces with concrete and asphalt everywhere. Water has nowhere to infiltrate. So urbanization accelerates runoff and increases pressure on drainage systems. And finally, we have the lack of integrated early warning and monitoring systems. Many agencies work with partial information, different SCADAs, different data, and no shared operational picture. This slows down response and increases the impact of every event. When all these factors combine, intense rain, limited capacity, rapid runoff, and fragmented information, cities become extremely vulnerable. And this is exactly why new digital approaches like Xylem Vue, real-time what if scenario, are so critical today. So when we look at the rainfall data from the recent years, the trend is very clear. Like flash floods in the Middle East are becoming more intense, more unpredictable, and much harder to manage. The intensity of individual storm events has multiplied. Like in several cities, we are observing peaks that are up to 3 times higher than historical patterns. Another important point is timing. The rainy season is no longer limited to a predictable window. We are now seeing heavy rainfall at almost any time of the year, which makes it extremely challenging for operators to plan and prepare. Believe me, this is impossible to manage. And finally, response times are shrinking. Like storms develop faster, move faster, and reach peak intensity very quickly. That leaves operators with less time to mobilize teams, deploy pumps, close underpasses, or coordinate with any other agency in the region or in the country. So we have 3 critical dynamics working together: higher intensity, unpredictable timing, and reduced time to react. This combination is exactly what turns normal rainfall into disruptive and high-impact urban flooding. And it reinforces why cities need predictive tools and real-time situational awareness, something traditional systems cannot provide. So let's look at what urban flooding looks like today in the Middle East, with real examples that many of you will recognize for sure. Last 28th of October in 2018 in Doha, a single storm delivered 84 millimeters of rain in less than 6 hours. So this was the wettest October on record for the country. That event actually caused over 130 kilometers of road closures, widespread traffic disruptions, and delays at the airport. The second example I want to show today is one very familiar to all of you for sure. It's in the UAE, 16 April last year in 2024. We saw 254 millimeters of rain in 24 hours, the heaviest rainfall in 75 years. The economic impact was enormous. Imagine this city, which is super developed city with a lot of tourism, etc. So we insured losses are estimated between 1.8 and 2.3 billion dollars. And Dubai Airport had to cancel or divert multiple flights. Right? So it was a mess during that time. And these are not isolated events. Like climate models, specifically CMI P6 projections, indicate a 50% increase in extreme rainfall events across the Arabian Peninsula by 2050, which is crazy to imagine that it will increase 50% more. In other words, what used to be considered a once-in-decades storm is now occurring regularly. Cities are facing higher peaks, shorter warning times, and greater operational pressure than ever before. This escalating trend is exactly why traditional response methods are no longer enough, and why predictive data-driven flood management has become essential for this region. These are just 2 articles that we've seen relevant from these 2 major storm events happening in the Middle East for you to have a picture in mind what happened during that time. This was in Qatar, and this was in Dubai. This with the sources are from different media in the region. So why is urgent to act now? You may ask. So because in today's environment, reacting late is extremely costly, operationally, financially, and politically. And when flooding hits and the response is reactive, the consequences are immediately visible, like roads closed, asset damage, public frustration, and media pressure. We all know have access to the media, social media, and we can all take photos, and this will impact in all the different citizens. So for public authorities, that translates directly into political exposure. According to the World Bank, just 1 hour of uncoordinated action can multiply the total impact cost by 4. This is like crazy. Why? Because every team is acting in isolation, like duplicating actions, sending resources to the wrong locations, or arriving too late to the areas where it needs. So without a real-time what-if scenario, each agency reacts blind and alone. And this is the reality in many cities today. Different agencies like drainage, roads, police, wastewater, emergency response, each of them are working with their own data, their own systems, their own SCADA, and with their own vision or their own perspective. No shared information planning, no shared planning actually, or no unified situational awareness. The result is contradictory actions, lost times, duplicated costs, and ultimately reputational risk and also lives. So Xylem Vue real-time what-if scenario changes this completely. It gives public authorities the ability to run coordinated what-if scenarios before, during, and after the extreme events. Everyone works from the same shared operational picture, planning together, reacting together, and reducing impact together. In short, the cost of inaction is rising and coordination is no longer optional. This is why acting now with predictive and integrated tools is essential. Now, I will leave the floor to my colleague Alvaro to show you the application and its features, which I think you will enjoy. So, Alvaro, the floor is yours. I'm going to leave.
Thank you, Christian.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you so much for attending this webinar. As Christian mentioned before, the extreme rainfall events are a real and increasingly common challenge in Middle East. We are not talking about what might happen in 10 years. We are talking about a problem that exists today and repeats every season. The good news is that the current technology gives us the tools to significantly reduce the impact of these events and manage crises much more efficiently. And we must, of course, use the tools above all to protect the citizens. And first, I like to start by highlighting our experience. Today, we are working in more than 400 cities worldwide, each with different challenges, including several in Middle East. And why is this important? Right? Because we are developing products, not ad hoc solution. And now, the question now is, and what is the difference? The difference is that being products, every improvement developed for one customer automatically becomes available to all others. Let's say any new functionality, even if it's created for a specific case, improve our global platform. That means this multiplier effect allow our tools to evolve really quickly. And one of the products that has benefited most from this is real-time what-if scenario. Before digging into the application, let me briefly explain how our early warning system models are structured. As you know, managing urban floodings is very different from managing river or basin floods. This is why in Xylem Vue we have two different applications. One focused on urban environments and another one for lakes, basins, or rivers. Today we are here to discuss flooding challenges in Middle East, and so we will concentrate our time on real-time what-if scenario for urban environments. Let's get into the application. First of all, I would like to explain to you at a high level how the tool is structured. Real-time what-if scenario was designed based on the idea that an operator must be equally effective before, during, and after a rainfall event. However, this is not always the case in practice. For example, some operators only react during the event. They see the forecast, wait for the rain, and act once the problem appears. This way to work increase corrective maintenance costs, citizen complaints, and of course, damage or lives. Another, or most of them, all of them, they are doing a post-event review. It's charts, report, explanations. What at that point, the impact is already done. With real-time what-if scenarios, we want to change this approach and provide utilities with tools that support all the three critical time periods. First of all, before the event. The early warning system module allows the user to understand the expected behavior of the system up to 24 hours in advance, generate and communicate alarms, identify predicted flooding levels, and plan action with enough lead time. It also includes a powerful what-if module to simulate scenarios, modify set points, anticipate extreme faults, operate valves, or divert flows, obviously depending on the real capabilities of the system. If it's a passive system, there are less capabilities to operate it, but depends of the system, but the user has the capability to do it. The second step is during the event. When the rain is already falling, everything must be accessible in a single place. All the real-time spatial distribution of rainfall, alarms, complaints, work orders, CCTV cameras from underpasses, operational data, automated operational recommendation, all must be integrated into one application for fast and informed decision making. And the last one is after the event. It is time to conduct a comprehensive analysis, not just generating reports, but for testing scenarios. Let's say, what would have happened with different valve endpoints, or what if valves had opened earlier? All these kind of things. What if a scenario module allow the user to reproduce the event and change parameters in order to optimize future performance and reduce impacts in the future events. Now, the next question is probably how do we achieve all this in a single tool? We are working with 4 major data sources, let's say. First of all is the hydraulic model, either 1D or 2D. If the customer doesn't have one, we can develop it. Or we can also integrate with trained machine learning models when needed. The second one is the utility data. Weather stations, sensors, operational variables, all integrated in the platform and in the real-time what-if scenario. The third one is the meteorological forecast providers. We can connect with different providers, either state-owned, such as the American or European providers, or local provider if the customer have their own. And the fourth one, this is an optional source, let's say, is the hydrological models. Depending on the customer needs, if they have that information or there is a direct involvement, let's say, as a boundary condition, it can be included. All this information is processed by our simulation engine to build a digital twin of your system. And the digital twin provides near real-time information and 24-hour forecast, generating highlight accurate alarms and operational recommendation. And finally, our tool allows the user to perform all the tests that they consider necessary with a user-friendly environment. Now let's see some screens of the platform. Here we see the early warning system module. This is an example. In this case, we are showing an alarm linked to an underpass, but this is probably one of the main concerns in Middle East. And let's talk a little bit about the information available on the front end. This screen is organized as we can see. In the central of the screen, we have map with the predicted flooding levels inside and around the underpass. Let me. I think here we can see this is the underpass. In the left column, we have the list of alarms, all the alarms related to this in this time in the model, let's say. And in the right column, we have the alarm details. Here we are showing the expected evolution of the water level over the next 24 hours. And in the bottom of the screen, we have the rainfall hydrograph. And here we have a hourly impact timeline. The time bars allow the user to navigate through each interval and see how the floodings evolve yearly on the map. And now here is an example of the street flooding alarm. The screen layout is similar, but here I would like to talk a little more about the setting alarms. In this case, the user defines the surface of interest manually, offering a great flexibility for the alarm definition. This is essential because you cannot really solely on water depth thresholds. 1 meter of water, for example, at this remote desert area may not have impact, but 30 centimeters in an urban area could severely affect underground parkings or critical infrastructures. That's why the user define their own vulnerable zones. And now this is more related with the flows. Now let's talk a little bit about this screen. Having a digital twin enable many capabilities. We can predict inflows to the wastewater treatment plants to reduce overflow. We can create or generate alarms when a pumping station is expected to exceed its capacity. We can identify manholes that could overflow during the event. All of this hours before it happened. On the screens, in this case, we are viewing information about a specific asset. In this case, it's the inlet collector of the plant. And in the right side, we can see the alarm information. As the previous slide, the graph shows the expected flow rate for the next 24 hours. And now this slide, it's how it looks like the what if scenario model. Here, the user can create different scenarios, can modify the rainfall, can take historical events to see the behavior of the neighbor, can modify the real-time control parameters for any element of the system. Everything is designed to analyze, learn, and improve the future performance of the network. And now, finally, I want to show to you the real-time, the emergency awareness. Here is where the operator will be carried out during the event. On the screen, we can see how a work order will be dispatched, but I will explain all the features a little more. First, we have the current weather. If we are ready, in this case, we are already in wet weather. That means that precipitation is above a certain threshold that has already been recorded, which means that the event begins, let's say. And the next one is the general alert level. Obviously, 5 millimeters is not the same as 60 millimeters. Different alert levels are established to mobilize resources accordingly. Next, here, we see a summary of active alarms, work orders, events, or complaints recorded in the system. And here we have the organized by tabs, the different alarms, complaints, and work orders, and you can see in a list the activity alarms now in real time. Or if you want to go to historical data, you can see in the historical data what alarm would be activated in this interval of time. And now in this case, the next point is, if we go through the alarms, we can see in the right side of the screen all the information related with the alarms, the past alerts in this asset, and the graph with the behavior of the signal that we are recording in this asset. And then for the last point is just to create the work order. We can create the work order related with an alarm. And this case is similar. It's similar at the last slide. But this is more focused in the pump station. Here the user can select in the graph here any available signal from the pumping station. And from this view, if they can also open the pumping station synaptic diagram in Unified Network Management, and if they want to do a more deeper analysis of the data related to this pumping station. This is a really powerful tool because we can keep in the same tool alarms, work orders, complaints, assets if you have in your utility or you are managing different tankers, if you are managing different mobile pumps. All this information can be here, and you can check if the tanker is free or it's working, if the pump station it's working, which is the flow that it's moving in real time in the data now. And this is a really powerful tool to manage the event, to manage all the resources during the event. Now, before this, let me move to the demo environment. Second.
Thank you, Alvaro and Christian, for your presentation. Meanwhile, you are changing to the system. It's okay. Thank you, Alvaro.
Welcome. This is the environment, the demo environment that we have for the early warning system, and I want you to show in live the different functionality that we have. Here, this is just a brief summary about the platform. It's the most reliable way to anticipate sewer overflow before they cause disruption, and the things that we are discussing before about the early warning system. The first, in the right side, we have the different alerts all active alerts, and these alerts are organized by priority. Priority established with or internal analysis with different advanced algorithms. We are prioritizing the different alerts to keep easy the work for the operator. And here we have, as I told you before, in the bottom bar, the forecast rainfall for the next 24 hours with all the alarms related in its hourly, let's say. In the blue bar represent the intensity of the rain, and it's expressed in millimeters. And the numbers, as I told you before, this the active alarms during these hourly periods. In this case, for example, we have 5 alarms at 8 p.m. If we go to this hourly, the map will be updated. We will see all the street flowing on map, and we will see all the information related with the network for this period of time. And if we go zoom into the one detailed alarm about what's happening in the street, and let's check the alarm to investigate it. Here it's as I showed you, it's we have the summary of the alarm. We can see the graph with the details about the variable that we are recording. In this case, it's the level in the street, and we can see the different the level that this is. Let's say this is in a manhole. This is a manhole overflow. We will start here, and we will start to have more than 5-10 millimeters in this point, and the alarm trigger in 0, but the problem, probably the big problem, will start here. Let's go to the next one. And the map, as I told you, we can see the different street level, let's say water depth in the street. We can see we can review, for example, the tracks, because in this case this is plenty of water, and probably the way to go is through this side because there are no water in here. This is another useful functionality for the 2D models. And in the layer we can see the information related with all the maps. Here we have in this case we have both simulation 1D and 2D. We can see the overflow in the different manholes. We can see the overflow the flow in the different lines, and we can see the depth in the 2D models. It's split by colors. It's just like this between 0 and 0.5 green, and depends if the gravity of or the level of the water in the street will be different the color. And yeah, this is more or less the tool. The early warning system overflow stop being unpredictable crises and become manageable events. This by turning the rainfall and the network data into timely alerts, utility can act before flooding happens, protecting community, reducing emergency costs, and strengthening regulatory trust. This is the demo that we have that we want to show to you for the early warning system. Yeah, that's it for my side, Christian. I think the floor is yours.
Thank you, Alvaro. Let me share the screen again. Let me know if you can see the screen properly.
Yes.
All right, so after the demo of the application, I think you can see this, yeah. After the demo of the application, let me put your faces here, yes. We will go then through the key benefits that we have found based on our experience for the public authorities and the operators that use our applications. So let's take a look on the impact when the cities shift from reactive response to coordinated data-driven flood management. The benefits are immediate and measurable. Please note that these figures that we are going to see now are from our projects and in average numbers. We are not disclosing any information from our clients. This is based on our experience. So we have 3 different areas that we focus our benefits. The first one is the operational. So operationally, the improvements are dramatic. 80% fewer manual calls. The team is no longer needing to phone each other to confirm levels, inflow, or field conditions. 65% faster response times, because everyone is working on the same real-time information data. Field coordination from one screen. Operators, field crews, and decision makers all share the same situational awareness. So this drastically reduces confusion, duplication of tasks, and delays. In terms of financially, the case is just as strong. So planned CapEx converted into OpEx less than 1%. So,
sorry, Christian, are you showing I'm not sure if you are showing the right slide. Is the key benefits for you're showing I think it's the next slide, could be. Okay, sorry to interrupt. If you want, we will see. I think we are having problems with the connection, and internet connection, and then I can go through some of the questions. Alvaro, are you here? Yes, you can hear me?
Yes, I'm here. If you
So
want,
this is
I can. Okay, I can share the
okay.
screen if you want. I'll go to the key benefits with
Great.
mainly.
I appreciate that. If you can share the screen, the last key benefits that were explained by Christian, just to finish these key benefits. If you could share your screen with the presentation, and then this is
Could you see my screen?
yes, yes, we see the key benefits. Yes, okay, great. This is the last slide, and then after that we will go to the Q&A.
Yeah. And here we want just to highlight there are these three, as Christian told you, there are three main benefits for the authorities and the operator: operational, financial, and political. Operational financial, it's a quantified benefit. It's easy to have a figure, but for us, and for the public authority, the last one, it's really important because we are bringing visibility and productivity in the crisis. This is a really important or a strong point for all the states, let's say, or for all the public authorities, and the trust, the institutional trust from the citizen with his political institution, let's say. And yeah, this is more or less the main key benefit that we have. This is coming, as we are writing here, is coming from the trust and uncertainty to coordinate data-driven response. This is a game changer for the flooding management. And now, yeah, if we want, can go to the questions.
To the Q&A session. Okay, thank you, Alvaro. Can you put the next slide, please?
Sure.
No.
Sorry.
No.
One second.
Okay.
No, it's. I keep here.
So okay. Then thank you very much, Alvaro and Christian, for such a clear and interesting presentation. We will move into the final part, then the Q&A, and it's okay, no problem, Alvaro. And
Okay.
we have some questions from the audience, and I will begin with a question that says, how many hours would usually the system issue an alarm prior to severe flood event, and what triggered that an alarm? What are the triggers? Okay, I don't know if you, Alvaro, could answer us this question.
Yeah, I think so. There are in this platform we have let's say two different alarms. First one is the real-time alarm. This is based in the emergency response module, and is based in the real-time data. It's triggered in real time. If you have a problem, we will create the alarm. In this model, we can prepare as a predictive, let's say, alarm, and we can make some. We can predict which will be the flow or something like that, and we can trigger the alarm. Always that, and we can define the period that we want to alert the user. If during this definition, we can tell them, okay, if I will have this flow for the next 2 hours, I will send the alarm, but or I need the alarm just 30 minutes before. This is configurable, and we can bring the alert when the client wants. And the second kind of alarm, it's more than alarm, it's an alert, it's a warning, because it's based on the early warning system. This is based for the next 24 hours. And when we are configuring the hotspots or the hotspots in the early warning system model, the user can define when they want to receive the alarm. Because maybe if the problem will come in 12 hours, maybe the prediction of the weather will be changed, and probably it's a false warning, let's say. We can define during the configuration of the alarms, and this manually, and the client can do it. It's not, and the user can do it. It's not just as implementation work or an IT work. It's a front-end work. You can, as user, you can define and configure the period of we will send the alarm to you. And this is absolutely configurable, and this is open for the user to do it. And what trigger the alarm depends. Depends. If it's real time, we can trigger the alarm with flow variables, with thresholds. We can trigger the alarms if we are talking about the overflows in manhole when the water is when the overflow starts, let's say, or if we are defining the alarm in the street, we can define the depth. If I want alarm in 10 minutes and 10 millimeters, or I want the alarm in 5 or in 15. This is configurable by the user. I hope I answered this question.
I think we have had some technical issues.
Yeah.
Sorry for that. Apologize. I'm back. My computer decided not to participate in the webinar anymore, but I'm back.
We are answering some questions, Christian.
Okay, good.
Okay, and another one. Any more questions? I think we can check it.
There is one question. He's from Mosin. The question is, what is the core mechanism or model behind this prediction approach you are using?
Could you repeat, Gonzalo? Sorry.
Yes, of course. The question is, what is the core mechanism or model behind this prediction approach you are using?
Depends on the client. The core mechanism that we are using for the calculation, it's we are holistic. We can use whatever. If we can use ICM, we can use VLA, we can use Swim, we can use machine learning models. This is the tool is really flexible, let's say, and we can use the whatever was available.
The idea is that we link we can link different hydraulic modeling softwares from the market, and we use also our internal engine to link with the different weather forecast models as well, and our integration layer to sync with the real-time data, the time series data from the SCADA, from the data loggers directly. As we said at the beginning, we have the capability, the platform has the capabilities to link or to synchronize data from many different data sources, from many different systems as well, like CMMS, complaint or CRM systems, call centers, etc. So this is the power of the platform, the unified platform, and yeah, we can link this with many different sources, and also the engine can be from different models as well. Is there any question?
There are some other questions that we have from that people have sent us directly. One of them is, how accurate are the rainfall forecasts and the what-if scenarios that Xylem Vue provides?
All right, so I'll take it, Alvaro, if you don't mind. All right, so thank you, Gonzalo. I guess that, we are collecting questions as well. So this is a great question. The accuracy actually depends on two layers. The first is, as we said now, the meteorological forecast that we ingest, and secondly is the hydrological or hydraulic modeling that we are integrating, right? As Alvaro mentioned, from many different hydraulic modeling softwares. So we combine these global forecast providers, the local weather stations, and the machine learning enhancing also enhanced hydrological models to produce 24, 48 hours predictions, let's say. So in cities where the system is already deployed, we typically see strong alignment between predicted and observed flood levels. No? So the what-if scenarios don't try to predict the future with 100% certainty. but they help operators test operational decisions before the rain arrives. Pump rules, gate openings, different control philosophy arrangements, storage balancing, for example, in case there is availability of capacity adaptation. So this is what allows the teams to prepare resources and avoid damage, even if the storm shifts slightly, right? So you already have the mobilization of the resources allocated, and you know where to point all of them. So the value is not perfect. I mean, isn't perfection, but it makes decision. It's making decision early, like with the best possible data, instead of reacting blindly to the storm events. I don't know if I reply to the question, but I guess it's clear now.
Okay, thank you, Christian. Sorry for I had a technical problem to reconnect. And
so someone is asking, I can go. Someone is asking
okay.
the data inputs and other components, other system components. We already mentioned about that. We have a layer of data sources. We get information from weather forecasts, even if it's locally available. For example, in countries that they have their own weather forecast models, we integrate them, which are normally or usually they are more precise than the global weather forecast model. So we integrate with the agencies, with the public agencies, in case we have this access. We can also integrate with global, as I said, with global weather forecast models, like from European associations or American, etc. It doesn't matter. We can do that. We get the information from the real time or the time series data from the SCADA, from the sensors in the network, in the manholes, level sensors, velocity sensors, even water quality as well. We can also integrate. We integrate any type of sensor, any type of data coming from instrument on site. We integrate it, and also the hydraulic modeling or the hydrological model, both. So depending on the data or the information you have, we incorporate them all. I mean, the better data you have, the better results you will get. So that's mainly what we need. GIS information, of course, and that's it. I mean, as much precise the information is, the better the results will be.
Okay, thank you. There is another one. Do you need to install the sensors, or is it based only on the estimation and models? So it's more or less to talk about which part is related to sensors and data and which part is related to models and simulations in the system.
This is another question, Jorge.
Yes.
Want to take it, Alvaro?
Yes, please, could you repeat me?
Yes, it's about the inputs data. If we need to install sensors, or is based only on the estimation of the models? So which sensors do we need to install? The relation between sensor data coming from sensors, data from models, and so on.
Okay. This is we are. I mean, it's as Christian told you before. It depends of if you have more data, more accurate will be the results. It's like when you are building a hydraulic model, you need to calibrate it. If you have data coming from the field, the hydraulic model will be a really accurate hydraulic model. If you don't have data, it could be a good model, but at the end maybe we have some mistakes. In general, the idea is in network we can work, or we can include level sensors for the different manholes if you want it, or if you don't have it, or we can work just with the hydraulic model. But we need a really accurate hydraulic model to work and to prepare alarms for the product instead. Early warning system is mainly working with the pumping station setup, start and stop, and flow meters in the pump stations, and the asset information, let's say power, capability, and this information is for the early warning system. And yeah, in general, it depends. I mean, it's not mandatory to have hundreds of sensors, but it's good if we have some of them, at least to calibrate the model and for have the information about the pumps, all the electromechanical assets, and valves, for example. It's really important to, if it's open or closed, this information is important to have it. But in general, we can work with the situation that you will have in your system. But if we can improve it and include some more sensors, will be better the results that the platform will bring to the user.
Okay, thank you, Alvaro. Very, very clear. And we are a little bit late with the time. And I have a question that I think probably is interesting for many of you, is about investments. How do we justify the investment in this kind of digital platforms, especially when budgets are tight? I don't know, Christian or Alvaro, you want to answer?
I will take it, Alvaro, if you don't mind. So,
Yeah.
well, this is a very interesting question, and this is something that we are actually listening from many customers or many agencies that when we are approaching, and we have to say that, well, the key is that the real-time what-if scenario solution is not an additional cost. Like it replaced emergency spending, actually, because when you are solving issues from these critical events, the cost or the affection or the impact in the citizens and in the agencies is huge, is enormous. So the spending only or the expense in this type of applications is not comparable, let's say. So in real deployments, for example, that we have mentioned actually in the benefits, cities has avoided an average of $4 million in damages during extreme rainfall events. This is based on our experience, and because the system reduces unplanned capex, the OPEX impact is typically below 1%, as we said before. So the return of investment is for sure is under 18 months that we mentioned, just to be safe. But so the financial justification comes directly from the avoided flooding, avoided asset damage or asset failures, and faster operational decisions, which is the most important, where we have to focus our intention and our attention. It's actually more expensive not to have it, and we have sadly and unfortunately we have examples that where they don't have such type of applications or solutions or advanced solutions to help them to solve or to anticipate these issues in these events, that the cost and the damages are huge. So reacting late multiplies the cost by 4, we can say.
Thank you for your explanation. I think we can close here the questions. As mentioned in the chat, you have here our contacts and also the QR code, so that you can enter and see more information in our website. And I will give you, Christian, the closure.
Sure.
If you want to give us some final ideas or conclusions about the topic, and thank you everyone for attending this webinar.
Yeah, feel free, everyone attending the call or the webinar, to send us the questions to our emails or through the QR code, since we will be very happy to reply to all of them. And well, just to close, I'd like to highlight a few key ideas that bring everything together. First, staying ahead of flooding starts with data. Okay, so real, accurate, and timely data. We need this, so otherwise it's impossible. Without it, every decision becomes reactive. With it, operators gain the control again. So it's very important. Second, the crisis management today is not about waiting for the rain to fall. It's about anticipating scenarios. Tools like Xylem Vue real-time what-if scenario allow us to prepare response before, during, and after extreme events, which is crucial. Rainfall forecasting and spatial flood analysis are not nice to have, are must to have. They directly help optimize resources, protect infrastructure, and reduce overall damage. The climate change is real and will not slow down in the Middle East, for sure, but operators can stay ahead by acting early, instead of responding when it is already too late. Managing the system holistically, pumps, tanks, gates, underpasses, wastewater networks, stormwater networks, any other asset in the systems, maximizes overall capacity and minimizes the impact on both citizens and the environment. And finally, no city can do this alone. The flood resilience requires coordination across agencies, municipalities, utilities, and emergency teams. When everyone works on the same data and the same platform, preventive actions become possible. So thank you very much, everyone, for joining today, and hope you have enjoyed, and see you in the next.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Everyone.
Thank you, everyone.